Staff Sergeant Kale Mir observed with a keen eye as the latest advisor to the Ralkovian armed forces strode into the operations center. This human, towering and fair-skinned with only a sparse covering of hair atop his head, appeared delicate, especially when set against the chitinous bulk of a Ralkovian warrior. Despite initial doubts, Colonel Strawn had vouched for the human's expertise. "Salutations," the human announced, his voice transformed into the Ralkovian dialect by his translator device. "I am Lieutenant John Parker. I'm eager to share my expertise with your forces." The gathered officers exchanged subdued acknowledgments. With a respectful nod, Mir greeted the newcomer. "What battles have you weathered?" Mir inquired, skeptical of the human's unscathed appearance. A ripple of amusement passed through the ranks. Parker offered a small smile, revealing innocuous teeth that belied a predator's potential. "I've served in 2 engagements against rebels on Mars and mourned the loss of many comrades," Parker confessed. Mir's antennae bent slightly, a gesture of contrition. "My apologies. It was wrong to presume. Many species shun conflict, avoiding military service when possible. Yet here you stand, a volunteer, despite your seemingly fragile constitution." Before Mir could delve further into the human's motivations, sirens wailed, the harbinger of imminent crisis. Scanning his command tablet, Mir briefed the room. "Hostile activity detected on the outskirts. Prepare for defense. The enemy is probing us in preparation for a full-scale assault." As the room erupted into ordered chaos, with personnel rushing to stations, maps of the approaching threat bloomed into life over the central holographic table. Lieutenant Parker stood composed amongst the frenzy. "Frontline units, report status," Mir commanded over the communication network. The first response crackled through from Tower 3. "Under heavy assault, breaches across." The transmission died abruptly. More red signals blinked out along the defense perimeter. How did they circumvent our sensors? Mir wondered aloud. Parker leaned over the holotable, his eyes scanning the digital battlefield. "Permission to suggest a tactic?" Mir nodded assent. Parker's fingers danced across the interface, bringing up a new tactical display. "By seizing these towers instead of destroying them, the enemy has fed us falsified intelligence, masking this force." He pointed to a previously clear sector. Mir regarded the human anew. "Are you sure of this?" "It's a classic insurgent move on Earth," Parker replied. "Shall we adjust our anti-armor placements?" "Execute that maneuver," Mir commanded, impressed by the human's acute instincts. As the battle raged, the main gates fell, and the command center sealed its shields. The Ralkovian soldiers braced for the close-quarters fight to come, tension thick in the air. Parker alone seemed untouched by the dread, humming an alien tune, his demeanor calm. Noticing Mir's observation, he shrugged. "These moments are familiar to me," Parker remarked, a hint of nostalgia in his tone. Mir's respect for the human deepened. "Your kind must forge formidable warriors to steel you in such ways." Parker's reply bore a hint of pride. "After this, I'll share tales of Earth's guerrilla warriors with you. They wielded stealth and ferocity as effectively as any weapon." Their conversation was cut short as the enemy breached the facility. "I'll hold them back," Parker declared, moving to intercept the intruder's solo. Despite concerns for his safety, the human's confidence left no room for debate. The security footage captured Parker's one-man stand, his movements a blur of efficiency and lethal precision. When support finally arrived, they found a corridor littered with the enemy, Parker standing amidst them, barely winded. "I held a few for interrogation," he said coolly, reloading his sidearm. The Ralkovian defenders rallied behind Parker's fierce lead, the tide of battle shifting in their favor. By the conflict's end, the base lay in ruin, but the enemy was decimated. The surviving soldiers encircled their human ally, who stood battle-worn yet triumphant. "You've more than proven your valor today," Mir acknowledged. The Galactic Alliance's trust in humanity was not unfounded. Parker managed a weary but genuine smile. "I'm simply relieved to have kept my comrades safe." Together, they celebrated a bond forged in the crucible of battle. Word of the humans' extraordinary defense spread, and soon, demands for human advisors resonated throughout Ralkovian territories. Humanity, with its history of internal strife, now channeled its martial prowess into interstellar conflict, and the Galactic Alliance took note. While humanity was expected to excel in support roles, the ferocity they demonstrated in combat was a stark revelation. The Ralkovians, led by seasoned veterans like Mir, recognized that the fire of battle was ingrained in the human spirit, akin to their own. The collaboration between the two species grew from necessity to mutual respect, and then to camaraderie. The humans, once viewed as delicate and out of place amidst the hardened warriors of the Ralkovian forces, had proven themselves as equals, if not superior, in certain aspects of warfare. In the aftermath of the battle, as the dust settled and the dead were mourned, reconstruction began. Mir found himself working closely with Parker, planning not just for immediate repairs, but for the long-term fortification of the base. "We need to think about guerrilla tactics and incorporate human strategies into our training," Parker suggested as they reviewed defense plans. "Your technology is superior, but there's something to be said for unpredictability and improvisation." Mir ruminated on this. "We've always relied on might and numbers. Perhaps it's time to diversify our methods. Your insights could be invaluable." As the weeks turned into months, the integration of human ingenuity with Ralkovian strength became a staple of their defense strategy. Human advisors, now a common sight in the ranks, worked hand in hand with Ralkovian officers, devising unconventional tactics that often caught their adversaries off guard. During a rare moment of quiet as the two species shared stories of their respective homes, a deeper understanding emerged. They learned of Earth's varied cultures, of art and music, of conflict and resolution. The Ralkovians shared their own tales of community and survival on their harsh world, of their dreams for the future. The Alliance's victories began to stack up, and with each triumph, the respect for humanity's warriors grew. The Galactic Alliance took notice, considering the inclusion of more humans in key military positions across various fleets and planetary defenses. The partnership also had unforeseen effects on interstellar politics. Humanity's reputation as diplomats and peacemakers gained momentum as they brokered peace between disagreeing factions within the Alliance, using their experience with Earth's own tumultuous history to guide their negotiations. It was during one of these diplomatic missions that Mir and Parker found themselves en route to a contested star system, tasked with preventing a minor dispute from escalating into full-blown conflict. As the stars streaked past the viewport, they reflected on the journey that had brought them together. "We've come a long way from that first impression," Mir said with a chuckle, his mandibles clicking in amusement. Parker nodded, gazing into the expanse of space. "Yes, we have, but there's still much to do. Peace is a constant effort, not a permanent state. We'll keep pushing, together." And so, with each new challenge, the bond between Ralkovians and humans strengthened, their combined efforts becoming a beacon of hope in a galaxy fraught with uncertainty. The lessons of the past informed their present, guiding a future where unity and shared strength promised a brighter tomorrow for all.